Hi, I'm Aisling Sweeney,
I'm Kiva McLaughlin.
and today we'll be interviewing Amanda and Daryl from Millennium Forum pantomime Aladdin. So why did you choose Aladdin as your production?
Aladdin is one of the more famous pantomimes. It's actually one of the first pantomimes that was ever ran. It's believed that it was first held in Covent Garden in the early 1800s. It's also one of the better pantomimes for creativity. The colours and the scenes that it allows you to be more creative both as an actor and as a set designer or a director. So it really lends itself. It's something that we would try to run Aladdin every so often because it is so creative and it allows you to work with it. Within pantomimes, you'll notice that there is a core of pantomimes, the likes of Peter Pan, Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, and they all do their kind of turn every so often, and Aladdin would be one of the more popular ones in that, so that's why we chose.
And what is it that you want us to film?
Well, what we would like you to film is, I suppose there's three aspects to it. The first would be cast interviews, and I suppose, again, just running throughout the campaign. Panto runs for approximately 4 weeks, so it's a long enough campaign in terms of shows, and that could be made up of about 30 shows, so it's just to try and keep the momentum going. Cast interviews, whereby we would introduce the audience, or the potential audience, to who's going to be our Dame this year, who's going to be Ebenezer the bad guy, people like the bad guy in the pantomimes. So it's really just kind of getting that. The second part of it would be to produce a trailer. Again, just to let people know just a little bit about the show, and I suppose the heritage of our pantomime. Also as well too, it is our Panto Dame's 10th year, so I suppose there's something nice that might be able to be done there. And I suppose the third part then would be Vox Pops. We would have a press night every year just to launch our panto. We would invite members, VIPs and things like that, and I suppose it's just capturing audiences' experiences whenever they're exiting, so then we can capture that and use it then to develop audiences for the rest of the campaign. I suppose in terms of timelines, we as a department we work on pantomime all year round, but I suppose and a lot of our things would kind of be in situ at the moment. But as now within the next coming weeks, we will really be putting all our efforts towards panto. So I would envisage the middle of November, start of December for these resources.
So can you tell us more about the process from start to finish of the play?
Production. So we would have our own director, our own set team. We would have a stage manager. Costumes would be sourced. Unlike some of the other theatres whereby they would be managed by a company, we manage it ourselves. Our own chief executive, he writes the script. So it's very much something that the Millennium Forum creates from scratch, basically. We would begin auditions in April time, and all the cast members would be they're all cast already, basically. So it's a really nice time too. I suppose to be working in the theatre at panto time. There's nothing like the children running in, all excited to see the panto.
Yeah.
So as I say, it's ours from start to finish.
And who would you like us to interview?
Well, we would like you to, I suppose, the cast.
Yeah.
To introduce a little bit about them. Aladdin, as Daryl said, it's one of the favourites. And just introduce some of the cast and let the audience know, who's coming up. And I suppose then, just with regards to Vox Pops, just who we can use, enthused people who will be happy to say how they find panto, so then we can use that resource then to help develop audiences further on, the run of the shows.
Perfect. And when would you like us to start to recording?
Well, I suppose November time in the middle of November, if that would suit your schedule.
Mhm.
And then we would envisage then that we would have everything kind of, by the certainly by the first week of Panto. Panto starts on the 4th of December. So.
Could I just ask
Was
a
it
wee
there
bit more
then?
just on cast interviews? Would you be giving us a list and maybe a schedule of when's a good time?
Absolutely. We would have to coordinate just with, the cast, because obviously they're working actors, they will have other jobs. So we will just try and schedule a time that suits them. So we will let you know, and also as well too, we will, have certain things that we will want to get out of the interviews and we will want to come to the fore, so we will provide you with that.
For the Vox Pops, would we be taking people coming out of the show at random, or do you think we'll have a hit list of people that you would like to feature in the Vox Pops?
Well, we can do it either way. I suppose at random tends to work for us. Previously we have spoken to people before going into Panto, certainly with their families, to find out, you've got the excited child and they just can't wait to see it. So again, that's another aspect that might be able to be covered, beforehand, or we can do it after.
That's great. Don't worry about we edit out whenever I'm talking. Darryl, would you see any role for us in the schools? Is there anything that you wanted when you're encouraging people to use the pantomime and you're out at the schools and things? Would you have liked, say, someone to accompany you and film you talking to a young group about?
It is something that's been done in the past, where we've went out to schools for different plays, and the panto. I'm not sure if it's been done for the panto before, but normally for different plays that come to the forum, we do interactions like that with the schools, and it is something that is a possibility if you are available to do it. That would be very much something we'd have to liaise with the schools with to see if there was any interest in it, first of all, but it is something that I would be very open to, is getting out and about and meeting the schools and taking them out. A lot of the schools will already have booked at this stage, so maybe it would be something we could offer the schools before they even come to the panto, to give them a wee feeling of what they're going to experience when they're at the panto. So it is something that we could look at, definitely, if it's something that you would be open to.